Hey everyone, welcome to this week's message for kids and youth from Atkinson Congregational Church. We are the light on the hill, and we say that no matter who you are or where you are on life's journey, that you are welcome here. I'm really glad you clicked in this week. If this is your first time, a special welcome to you. I hope you find today's message inspiring and helpful in your everyday life. My name is Pastor Jim Thomas. I'm the pastor here at Atkinson Congregational Church, and let's get started. So, this week, I'm looking at the same scripture lesson that our friends over at Go Plus are looking at. And I'll tell you a little more about how to see their message when we get to the end. But they're looking at the seventh chapter of Luke's gospel, but I'm looking at it from a slightly different angle than they are, which is good because there's always more than one thing to learn from the scripture in the Bible. You know, what made me go in a different direction was this week I saw in the news just yesterday that the mayor of Boston was being offered a job in the new president's administration, which means that he would have to give up his job as mayor of Boston, which means that the city council president, Kim Janey, would become the mayor when he left. And she's going to be the first woman to ever serve as the mayor of Boston in like 400 years, ever. It's only something men have gotten to do. Well, until now. A long time ago, way before you and I were born, it was true that a boss who was looking for someone to work for him could tell a woman who wanted the job no just because she's a woman. He could hire just men if he wanted to. There was a time when only men in our country could vote, women couldn't vote. You think that's bad? Back in Jesus's time, a married woman couldn't own property. She couldn't own her own house. Only men could do that. There were lots of rules and laws that made it seem that men were more important than women. And if you boys out there are thinking that this sounds pretty sweet, I would ask you how you would feel if your mother or grandmother or sister got treated that way. Well, anyway, so it surprised people when Jesus treated women exactly the same as he treated men. He spoke with women in public. He listened to what they had to say. Many of Jesus's original disciples were women. One time, Judas was rude to a woman, and Jesus said, "Leave her alone," said to Judas. When Martha complained to Jesus that Mary and wasn't doing the right thing, she wasn't helping out in the kitchen with all the other women, she was sitting listening to Jesus teach. That's what all the men were doing. Jesus said, "Leave her alone. She's doing the right thing." Jesus traveled all over the country teaching about God's love, and many women were part of his group. Not just the 12 apostles, but there was a big band of them run around, and many of them were women. And in fact, the women did things, sewing clothes and things like that, to help pay for Jesus's ministry, not the men. The women did that. Luke, who wrote today's scripture, tells us the names of some of those women. There was Mary Magdalene and Joanna and Susanna, and Mary, Jesus's mother, was there, and there was lots more. Jesus thought that every person was important. And if there were people who did the right things, they were important. And if there were people that did the wrong things, it was still important. If there were grown-ups, they were important. Kids, they were important. Men, important. Women, important. No matter what color they were, no matter what religion they were important because that's the way Jesus treated them all. So why is it? Why do you think that Jesus saw all people as important? I want you to, well, I'll stop talking for just a second. I want you to say a couple things out loud. If you can think of them and answer, why do you think that Jesus saw all people as important? Well, I thought of two. One, because all people are God's children, and two, because we all belong to God. Remember, we're part of church and we come to church school to learn how to be followers of Jesus. And so, if all people are important to Jesus, we have to learn to see all people as important to us, no matter how much different from us they are. Maybe especially because they're different. It's easy to like and treat other people as equals that are just like you. It's a lot harder when they're different. Anyway, Jesus saw all people as important. And so we have to learn from Jesus' example and see all people as important too. We need to think about the way that we treat people. Do we treat everyone as someone who's important? Is that something that maybe we can do better at? I'm still trying to do better at it. So maybe you are too. Well, friends, that's the good news for this week. A reminder, Jesus treated everyone the same. He treated everyone as important, and we should too, because we should always try to be a little more like Jesus. Well, thanks for tuning in this week. I'm really glad that you did. I invite you to go over, if you're not there already, to our website, atkinsoncc.org, and check on the link for virtual church school and go see what our friends from Go Plus are offering you this week. There's a video and worksheets and stuff there for you to find. If you're here on YouTube, make sure that you click the like button and you click the subscribe button and ring the bell so that you will know when each week's new video comes out. And until next week, maybe spend a little time making sure, trying to do a better job of treating everyone as important. And I will too. Blessings. Have a great week. Bye bye.